Alright, welcome to another episode of the Metal Voice.
Special edition today.
2011.
Top 10 albums.
CDs.
Digital
Releases. Whatever you want to call it. We're dated when we say albums, but that's what it is. It's our show. 2011's coming to a close. We look back on the year that we had. Yes. We come up to the releases that just came out, even up to the end of November.
That's right.
Early December. And here we go. Our top 10. Drum roll, please.
This is how we're going to break it down.
Okay, Jim? How are we going to do
I'm going to say we're both going to have. He's going to have top 5.
Okay.
I'm going to have my top 5. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, boom, 1. Okay. Top 5 album.
Jim first. Go ahead.
Vector. Outer Isolation.
Wow.
Have you actually heard of Vector?
Not a clue, Jim.
Very much in.
I don't get out of that house.
Voivodish. Even their sort of like their logo looks like Voivod.
Voivod.
Musicianship, 10 out of 10.
Ooh.
I mean, these screaming vocals. It's death metal, but higher, an octave higher than death metal vocals.
We're in King Diamond range.
Outstanding album, and you're putting this album from start to finish, and it's just time changes, just so much to hear, so much to listen. They deserve to be in my top 5. What's your number 5?
I'm going to start with number 5.
Yes.
Welcome to My Nightmare. I know, again, we said it's not a metal album, but I just can't stop listening to it. Yeah. And you know, Jim's lots of time, we get the CDs, we got the shows to do, we rush through them. There's one I would like to redo the review. I mean, you can see where, yes, the link is a lot more, it's a lot more consistent, there's a theme. The last song ties into the previous Welcome to My Nightmare. But it's a fun album to listen to.
I agree.
I don't change. Ghouls Gone Wild. Everything.
Gone Wild.
It's a great album. I can't stop listening to it, and it's fun. I enjoy that album tremendously.
All right, drum roll.
Drum roll number 4 for
Going to 4, Mastodon, The Hunter. Recently reviewed. I don't want to get into too much. Short, catchy songs. They've stripped it back from their sort of conceptual albums in the past, clean vocals from start to finish, outstanding. The Hunter.
An up-and-coming band that is just getting better and better with every release.
You got it. Number 4 for Alan.
My most anticipated album of the year, and to say, you know, I'm a little disappointed in it, it's Ed Guy, Age of the Joker. I mean, this is the one I was waiting.
Is this on the top 5 list?
It's not top 5. It's my number 4. Okay. But I was hoping it would be number 1, Jim. I'm a huge Ed Guy fan. Huge Tobias Sammet fan and Avantasia, and I'm just disappointed it's not number 1. But it's number 4 on my list. It made my top 10.
That's amazing. Okay, we're going to number 3. Is everybody ready? Okay, I'm going to give everybody a hint. Somewhere in this visual, my number 3 is, it's not here, it's right here. Saxon, Call to Arms, number 3. Simply one of Saxon's best album, best produced. I love Biff singing. Just an outstanding album from start to finish. Go out and buy it. Number 3 for
all the reasons we said. Saxon for years, consistent, not particularly really like big hits or anything that was outstanding, just consistent, and you know, then they got a little more pop in it. But this album, I mean, it's not, I can't even call it a comeback album because they've always been releasing albums, but...
So what's your number 3, Alan?
Number 3, Iced Earth Dystopia.
Oh, man.
I couldn't believe it. With a new singer, again, I'm not the biggest Iced Earth fan. You know, if I had to list my top 20 bands, they probably wouldn't be there. But I mean, these guys, this album is rejuvenated. Like you said, you were worried at the time in one of our shows. They've rejuvenated the band, I think. They've gone back. The singer, the more I listen to, Stu Block is a phenomenal vocalist. And I thoroughly enjoyed that album, and I'm going with number 3, Iced Earth Dystopia.
Funny you should say Iced Earth Dystopia. We're on number 2, right? So my second favorite album would be Iced Earth Dystopia for all the same reasons you just spoke of. Great album. Great job, John. Great job, Stu. Let's go to your number 2, Alan.
It's Motorhead. Motorhead. The world is yours.
The world is yours.
Jim, like we said at the time, it's a full frontal assault. It's a swinging rock and roll album. You got Lemmy, you got the production finally there, Mickey D on drums. What more do you want? It's in your face. It was released early in 2011, but it's still there in the forefront of my mind.
Yes.
A great album. Go out and get it. One of Motorhead's strongest in years.
All right, so here we goes.
Two number ones.
Everybody, is everyone ready out there?
Are we in agreement? Let's see if we're in agreement
I
with
don't think
our
we're in
number one
agreement.
album.
All right, my number one album is Anvil, Juggernaut of Justice.
Juggernaut of Justice.
These guys have been used and abused by the record industry, and despite all the oppression or whatever you want to call it, they have come back stronger than ever. Not to say that they left, but I believe that this is their best album.
You know,
since the beginning, better than Metal on Metal.
Oh,
I'm so proud to be Canadian. I'm so proud Anvil is Canadian, and I'm happy to say that they're my number one album from start to finish. Outstanding production, outstanding playing, and just a great album to buy and to listen to.
For years I've been saying, you know, the equivalent for Canada's Anvil would be Britain's Saxon. Pioneers, they were there at the beginning. And again, we can't call this a comeback album.
No,
they've always been releasing albums. This is 13. Yes, it was a little bit more easier to get, a little bit more into on major labels, a little bit more accessible to some of their previous releases. But Juggernaut, an overall very strong album. Having all the Anvil albums, I don't think it's particularly one of their strongest, but it's one of their strongest in years. Same thing like the Motorhead, you can almost categorize them with that.
Yes.
The World Is Yours.
What's your number one album? I mean,
number one.
What's the build-up?
Number one.
Ready?
Here we go. It's going back, a classic band that I've loved ever since the early 80s.
Yes.
And they came out again.
The suspense is killing me.
Whitesnake's Forevermore.
Snake.
Again, they came out with their previous album with its Good to Be Bad, I believe it was called. And now they released Forevermore. It's again just that much stronger. All the songs, the production, the rhythm section, the drum and basses together. Again, we've done shows on all these albums, except for Vector. But we go back and check those individual shows to get the full in-depth view. But for me, that would be, being a huge Whitesnake fan, David Coverdale's voice, and basically the guitar playing and the writing of Doug Aldrich on this album is particularly strong. And that's why I went with Forevermore as number one. Honorable mentions, Jim. I mean, I can think Anthrax, Worship Music.
Oh, absolutely.
There's tons out there. Throughout the years, we reviewed them. Bloodbound and Unholy Cross was another strong album. So those are all ones you can go out and check out. Again, the whole goal of this show is to go out and support these artists so that they can record for years to come. And this has been our top 10 list for 2011. Looking forward to doing it again for 2012.
See you guys in the future.
In the new year, 2012. May it be a good one, and Happy New Year to you all. And may all your wishes come true in 2012.
Happy New Year.